Emily Collins steps out of the carriage and gazes at the imposing mansion before her. She is the new governess for Miles and Flora, two orphan children who live in Briarwood Manor, a secluded estate in the English countryside. She hopes to find a peaceful and rewarding job, but something feels wrong as soon as she sets foot on the grounds. A cold shiver runs down her spine, and she hears a faint moan in the wind. Emily shakes off the uneasy feeling and walks towards the entrance, where Mrs. Groves, the housekeeper, greets her warmly. Mrs. Groves leads her to the children's rooms, where Emily meets her new charges. Miles and Flora are beautiful and charming, but they also seem strangely distant and secretive. They welcome Emily with polite smiles, but avoid eye contact and answer her questions with vague replies. Emily tries to bond with them, but they show little interest in her. They prefer to spend their time in the gardens or the library, where they whisper to each other or read old books. Emily wonders what they are hiding and what secrets lurk in the dark corners of Briarwood Manor. Emily soon finds out that the mansion is haunted by restless spirits who manifest themselves in various ways. She hears voices in the night, sees figures in the mirrors, and feels cold hands touching her. Emily learns from Mrs. Groves that the ghosts are the former employees of the estate who died under mysterious circumstances. They were Peter Quint, the valet, and Miss Jessel, the previous governess. They had a twisted relationship, and they corrupted the children with their evil influence. Emily is shocked and terrified by this revelation, but also feels curiosity and a fascination for the supernatural. She decides to investigate the history of Briarwood Manor and to find out what happened to Peter and Miss Jessel. Hoping to free the children from their grip and to restore peace and harmony to the house. Emily discovers that Peter and Miss Jessel were not only lovers, but also conspirators. They planned to steal the fortune of the children's uncle, who was their guardian and the owner of Briarwood Manor. They forged his signature on a will that left everything to them, and then poisoned him. However, their scheme was exposed by a lawyer who arrived at the mansion to confront them. In a fit of rage, Peter killed the lawyer and then turned on Miss Jessel. He stabbed her in the heart and then hanged himself from the chandelier. Their bodies were buried in the garden, but their souls remained trapped in Briarwood Manor, unable to move on. They sought revenge on the living, and especially on the children, who they blamed for their downfall. They tried to possess them, and to make them do their bidding. They wanted to use them as pawns, and to finish what they started. Emily is horrified by this story, and she realizes that she has to act fast. She confronts the children, and tries to make them confess their involvement with the ghosts. Wanting to help them, and to save them from the evil influence, tells them that she loves them, and will protect them. However, the children deny everything, and accuse Emily of being crazy and delusional. They say that they have never seen or heard the ghosts, and that Emily is the one who is haunted. They say that she is the one who needs help, and that they are afraid of her. Emily is hurt and confused by their words, but does not give up. Believing that they are lying, and are under the spell of ghosts, Emily decides to face the spirits, and to challenge them to a final confrontation, hoping to break their hold on the children, and to banish them from Briarwood Manor. Waiting for the night, and then goes to the ballroom, where Peter and Miss Jessel died. She lights a candle and calls out their names, tells them that she knows their secrets and will expose them. They have no power over her, or over the children, tells them to leave, and to never come back. Emily hears a laugh, and then sees two figures emerging from the shadows. They are Peter and Miss Jessel, dressed in their finest clothes, but with pale and twisted faces. They mock Emily, and tell her that she is foolish and naive. They have been waiting and have a surprise for her. They tell her to look behind her. Emily turns around, and sees Miles and Flora standing at the door. They are holding hands, and smiling wickedly. They tell Emily that they are sorry, but that they have made their choice. They tell her that they belong to Peter and Miss Jessel, and that they will follow them. They are going to join them in death, and in their quest for vengeance. Emily is stunned and heartbroken by this betrayal. She realizes that she has failed and lost the children. She tries to stop them, but it is too late. Peter and Miss Jessel grab them, and drag them into the darkness. Emily hears their screams, and then silence. Emily falls to the floor and cries. Feels a cold hand on her shoulder and looks up. It is the ghost of the children's uncle who has come to comfort her. He tells her that he is sorry and that he is proud of her. He tells her that she did everything she could and that she is not to blame. He will take her with him and that they will find peace together. He helps Emily up and leads her to the door, opens it, and shows her a bright light, tells her to follow him and to leave Briarwood Manor behind. It is over and they are free. Emily nods and takes his hand. She walks with him and crosses the threshold. She feels a warmth in her chest and a smile on her lips. She leaves behind the shadows of the past while carrying the weight of its secrets within her soul.